I would want to put this question across to Mr. Bhati. You agree that there should be this limit? Do you agree to the point that have been put out as far as learning is concerned?
See, very well. I mean, I have a certain hypothesis around as Professor Mosam has. See, it's not a question about running away or use it and all that. I guess that we have passed away a year back. It's about nobody knows what the future classroom would be, and so there is always an hypothesis based upon your environment, your ecosystem, and your goals and objective. And one create a beautiful hypothesis and figure that out and start following it, and that's where the experiment called successful. What we found, we are, by the way, Professor, we are also in that fashion of not democratizing the AI in such a way that, the applied thinking has gone away. In fact, we are going just opposite. And that's the reason why we moved away from rote learning to an active learning, which is the foundation of applied thinking, which asks for people to have an experiential learning, to go for a collaborative learning, a peer learning. And once we started doing that, we have seen the fundamental changes in the student participation in the hackathons, in the projects, in the, the attendance, in the exams output. We are talking about exams, but yes, in the exams output. I'm not talking about just the mark sheet level. And we are seeing that result as a success matrix for us. And I want to talk about now, something which is very important is called employability. And my friend Yash over here has mentioned about the shift of industry from train to hire. And I'll tell you what Galgotias University, and in fact, many of the universities are also doing, but we I'm feeling that we are doing something different, and I want to talk about that. So when we talk about industry integration into the university, there are 4 or 5 various ways. One is the center of excellence. You provide the tool technologies, and you give the trainers the training and the students those training as well. There is a way where, like how we also have L&T, Larsen Toubro, who is working with us on across core engineering and computer science engineering courses, coming with their subject matter expert. Their subject matter expert are teaching our students from the very first semester. That is one of the way. The other ways of, the certifications, they provide those technologies and ask them to certify to be industry recognized ones, because then they have the better possibility to go out to the market and fetch a right job. Now, another thing which we have realized, and I would want to give the credit to the system which we have done is by the G-Scale project, and so does the foundation level movement of going to the active learning, is that there is, I don't want to name that company, but there is a company which said that, what, I have seen how your students are doing, and I want to put my company in your university. And I want to give your student a live projects. So my team would be doing a project management and guide them through, because that's how, but your students who are in the 2nd and 3rd year and the final year would be working on the live projects or the client projects, and they're getting paid. They will be paid. So this kind of confidence the industry is getting from us, and there's a different ways of integration we have been doing. The beautiful example of not just about putting the apps on the App Store. I'll tell you what, these are all the problems which have come by the experimentation and opportunity which, the student have found by the design thinking of the problem around them. And one of the examples which is kind of applauded very well and loudly by the Apple itself is the Sakhi app, who's working from the women menstrual problem. And like that, we have a very beautiful solution, tech commercial solutions as well into the space of architecture designing. These apps are normal people could not be able to think about, and in general, they were also a commercial apps. They are an app which actually does third empire. We have a lot of sophistication system put in the cricket stadium, where checking the modalities of the cricket, whether this person is out or not, and all that thing. Now, with the help of just a mobile, they can accurately figure out, and the tournaments which does not or cannot afford such kind of heavy equipments can use that. So there are certain things which are coming out, and that can happen only because you are really thinking through. It's not something which you are just driven with the technology because tools are provided to you. It is because your foundations are strong, which you have rightly pointed out, sir. The foundations has to be very strong. So with this kind of industry integrations, I guess this is what the demand of the current, not just the future I'm talking about, that industry is really looking for students who are confident, adaptable, who has a great communication, who has a problem-solving mindset, and can really apply thinking, because their technology and tools and processes would change. Even they don't know. The companies doesn't know what they're working right now would change in the next four or five months down the line. So, and that's why, again, I'm telling you very, very openly and very confidently that our students are proving almost on every ground across different disciplines right at this moment.
Right.